Welcome to She Said What. I'm Haley Jackman, and this podcast is your group chat on speaker. And I'm not muting shit. Not everything fits in a TikTok, so here we are. Welcome back to She Said What with Haley Jackman. Guys, we are on episode 5, and today I'm going to be answering your guys' questions. I put a poll on my Instagram story. You guys could write anything in the Instagram slot, or I did like an anonymous section, and you guys could ask anything that you wanted to, and I wouldn't know who asked it, because I know some people don't like commenting on the real account and whatnot, so let's get into it. Guys, we're on episode 5. That's crazy, and I leave for university in 5 fucking days. Let's take that in. 5 days. Now, in this 5 days, I actually think I'd leave maybe less. It's 4 days now. And I need to pack. I have so much I need to do. I have so many appointments and whatnot, but I also need to film 4 more episodes of the pod. So these will be coming out every Tuesday until the 8th episode. The 8th episode will be the final episode of season 1. And I don't really know what season 2 is looking like. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be at my residence, at my dorm. So we'll see. I don't know. To be determined. I feel like it would maybe be something with my roommate. We would figure something out. If she's comfortable with it or whatnot, I have no idea what to expect. So I'm going to pull out my phone here. I was going to use my computer, but it's so hard to like transfer everything over. I feel like it was just a lot easier for me to do it on here. Okay. I'm going to start off with going through the anonymous questions because those ones are maybe a little easier, and I feel like people will ask more real questions on these. Okay, starting off, please speak on becoming a content creator, but from a small town and not worrying about getting judged. Okay. Starting content in a small town, I feel like was really hard for me, and people get really mad that I say Barrie is a small town. And you know what? That's fine. You don't need to think it's a small town, but when I want to live in New York City, Barrie is really small compared to New York City or downtown Toronto. Sue me. I know people from every single school here, and that tells me enough that it is a small town. I don't know. Maybe are like different versions of a small town, but I feel like people really care a lot about what I'm doing in this town. So to me, that's pretty small. Not worrying about getting judged. I feel like that was really hard for me because I knew I had to deal with what other people thought, but I wouldn't say it not getting to me. There's definitely still little things that do push my buttons a little bit. I've just gotten better at just not saying anything. If someone comes after me or I feel like someone doesn't like something I'm doing, I'm just like, okay, this will pass. Like time will heal. And once you start doing it, you stop caring. The first 5 videos are the hardest, but once it's consistent, you really don't think about it. Like you do not think like, oh, what's this person going to say? The only time I feel like I do worry is if I post something that has happened to me, but obviously this person like lives near me, or like the people I post about or situations I post about are real people in real life and real experiences that I've dealt with. So I'd say that is definitely the hardest part, but just pushing yourself to do it. It's the best decision. When you start getting paid and it starts being your full-time job and it starts being something that you love doing, it's less of a worry, if that makes sense. Okay. Next question. How to take photos in public and not get embarrassed. I don't look around me when I'm taking photos. I don't know if that is a problem, but I never look around me when I'm taking photos. If I'm like, oh, let's take a photo here, I'm not like looking like, oh, like who's around? Like, I just like, okay, let's take a photo. I like this spot. There's no one walking through the frame. Quick, spam the button 10 times. Next spot. I don't like linger around and sit there and try and take 100 photos. Like I will take 5 to 15 photos, and then normally there's at least one I like. Do you know what I mean? Instead of like stressing so much about it, about like getting that perfect picture, I will just get a few and then hope for the best, right? When there's less, then I can like find like, even though it's not perfect, I can like at least find one I like a little bit. How did you learn to block out the hate? Okay. How did I learn to block out the hate? I feel like when I started really getting hate on was when I learned how to block out the hate. And I realized the less I said, like, the better it would get, kind of. And I just let them do their thing. If they want to hate in my comment section, they can hate in my comment section. People comment weird shit all the time. There's, like, a bunch of hate comments that I get from, like, this, like, it's the same people. Like, I don't really care. I know it's not, like, the whole world is against me. It's, like, maybe 5 girls who have fake accounts that don't like me or something that are in my comment section. This user account will be like, oh, poor Kyle, because I posted a relatable video. You guys do realize posting's my full-time job, right? You guys like when I post relatable content. I know someone out there went through a breakup, and a year ago I went through the worst breakup of my life, the hardest thing I've ever gone through. So when I post a TikTok being like, I'm so happy I'm over it, and then they're like, oh, poor Kyle. I'm like, why? I don't know. It's so weird. People comment weird shit like every day. So you just get used to it, and you're just like, let's see what creative bullshit and fake news they can make up today. That's the way I look at it. Do you look for traits in your current boyfriend as a result of your ex? I saw this and I actually thought to myself, like, wow, okay, think. And it's true. I think so, because I found out through my ex what I didn't want, and then through my current boyfriend, I found out what I did want. And maybe that tells you something, maybe it doesn't, but I found out what I really didn't want in my past relationships. Not just one specific ex, throughout my high school and just, like, having boyfriends. Like, I'm a lover girl. Like, I love having a boyfriend, and I'd pick a boyfriend over not having a boyfriend. I don't know if that's bad to say. I would choose that over, like, the whole life, if that makes sense. So I have had boyfriends, and yes, obviously they've taught me lessons. I feel like it's like trial and error. When I was in high school, I was like, and obviously I'm still getting out of high school, but still, you learn from your friendships, you learn from your relationships, you learn from lots of different things. And when things happen, you jot it down, like, jot it down. So then you know, like, I don't want this anymore. This isn't what I want. And then you're aware, right? So I feel like that was mainly it for me. Gave me the experience and what I didn't want anymore. And also what I did want. Do I want to be out in public and him be able to pick me up and spin me around and not be embarrassed? Fuck yeah. And is that what I have now? Yeah. You know? I don't know. Use it to your ability. Like I said, trial and error. Doesn't work out. On to the next. What are you going to do? Obviously, sit there, be sad, cry, feel every emotion. Take as long as you need to, but people expect, especially me, people expected after my past relationship that I would never talk to a boy again. Like, how dare you speak to another guy, Haley? But, okay. Would I date someone shy? I feel like my boyfriend is, like, kind of shy. He was, like, kind of introverted at first when we started dating. I don't know. He's a little more extroverted now. Maybe that just means he's more comfortable. But I've dated shy boys, so yeah, it doesn't bother me. I'm super extroverted, so I don't know. I say I'm super extroverted, but I'm not always extroverted. But with a boyfriend, I'm pretty extroverted. I feel like comfortable. Okay, advice for toxic friendships. Now, friendships is something I don't talk about online. I used to a lot, and I don't anymore. I don't speak about them really. I don't talk about it on the podcast because people come for me. And I know I haven't always been a really good friend in the past. And I know that I always, like, I've been, like, mean or, like, haven't always loved every single person I've associated with and had drama in my life and been a bitch. So I don't touch on it because I'm not the perfect friend. I don't know. I'm not no fucking friendship expert. Having toxic friends, though, I will say my best advice is it's not a boyfriend. You don't need to break up. It doesn't need to be World War II if you guys stop being friends, and you can ease off and you guys can slowly start to drift, and that's okay. That is okay to slowly drift and not talk as much. And then you guys just like, oh my God, we haven't hung out in a bit. And you're like, yeah, we need to hang out soon. Like, it doesn't need to be a big fight and problem and, like, yeah, we're not friends anymore. Like, you did this, you did that, like the way you treated me. And then it's like, oh, we have a friendship breakup. I don't believe in those. I don't think it's necessary unless like a canon event takes place. Like your best friend fucks your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But other than that, like if you just feel like you're drifting away and this person is like kind of toxic and you don't want to be their friend anymore, completely understandable to just like distance yourself, back off, and not worry about it. It doesn't need to be a big thing. And also just keep the peace, I find. You don't need to like beef everyone. I actually had I would say a falling out with one of my friends, but we haven't had a conversation about it. It's just, I think we realize that we're not meant to be friends. Okay, on to the next question. How do you stop yourself from letting your happiness depend on guys? I feel like learning to like love yourself alone and do things on your own, being more independent helped me. Doing independent things, posting was my safe place. Even though obviously I was super sad and went through a really hard time in my life, I wasn't not doing things for myself. I would still go play sports. I would still go out with my friends. I would still do things. And I feel like that is very important. I found happiness in my friends, I feel like, and being on my own, but really like doing things. Keeping busy made me happy that it less depended on a guy. And once I felt like I was kind of at ease with myself was like kind of when I met my boyfriend, to be honest. They always say like they come when like you're in a good place or like when you least expect it. And that is what happened. Like I was doing really well. I was on my own. I went through like a rough patch about prom and stuff and getting ditched, but I was just embarrassed. Like it wasn't like I was in love with this guy. I was just embarrassed that that had happened. It's so awkward when I have to go like find a question. I'm also reading every single one of these. How do you cope with being upset? Eek. That's a good one. How do I cope with being upset? I cry. It's okay to cry, and I cry. I feel like I cry it out. I post a TikTok about it. It's really therapeutic if I'm sad. Especially if I'm sad, like not mad, but if I'm sad, I'll like just find a little TikTok sound and create some drafts and then I'm normally over it. Or I like watch a show or I nap. That's a big one. When I'm upset, I sleep. If I'm upset, I'll sleep it off. I'll go to bed, I'll sleep. If I'm crying like heavily, like, oh my God, like this is the worst thing I've ever been through, I'll go to sleep. I remember even when things would happen with my dad and I'd be really upset, I'd just go to bed. I always would just go to bed, go to sleep. If I can go to sleep, it will fade a little bit. Sleeping's low-key my tactic. I can't lie. It's the way it's got me fucked up when I sleep, but it works. It's my little therapy. How long is my uni program? My uni program's 4 years, but I'm pretty sure I can like make it online. I have a meeting about my university program on Wednesday, so I'm super excited to kind of see what that's about, see how that's going to work, figure it all out. Okay, next question. Is Kyle also going to Western next year? I have no idea. I know he wants to go to either U of T or U of Montreal, which honestly, I wanted to go to McGill. If you watch back on my TikToks, I wanted to go to McGill or TMU, and those are both in Toronto or Montreal. I know I eventually want to be in a city, so I'm not really sure wherever he ends up. Those are both like great universities, and being in a city would be so bomb. That's my least favorite part about going to Western is that it's like there's the campus, but off campus isn't a big city. I was totally down for like a big city and like my city life. So we'll see where I end up, where he ends up. You never know. I have no idea, to be honest. He still has so much time. I had no idea what I wanted to do a year ago. Okay. Those are all the ones I had on my anonymous app, but I did have a bunch on Instagram, so I'm going to go try and find those on an Instagram story right now. I need to add it to a highlight, because if I add it to a highlight, I'll be able to see all the questions really quickly. Probably should have done that before this even started, but kind of gapped on it and forgot. I posted this a few days ago. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I post so much on there asking you guys what you want to hear about, asking what I should do, this, that, whatnot. And it's tea. Okay, I got it. What am I going to school for? So I'm going for media and communications. I eventually maybe want to be in like PR or something along those lines. Obviously, I do my podcast. I've had a brand. I've kind of explored the media industry a little bit. I post consistently, but I don't know what the program's going to be about. I don't know what to expect. I have no idea. So we'll see if I like it. I think I will. I hope I do. I hope I like the program. I'm not a big school junkie, but hopefully I like it. What team are you for the summer I turned pretty? If you have watched it. Oh my goodness. Last season, season 3, I was the biggest team Jeremiah. Like team Jeremiah. Fuck no. I am team Conrad now. I hate Jeremiah this season. I think Billy needs to be with Conrad. But also I do take into consideration they're brothers. Like if that was a random guy, she probably would have cheated by now. I have no idea. Like that's bad to say, but honestly, I just can't even believe this. And I'm so excited for the next episode. I think it comes out tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I've been fiending over the summer I turned pretty. I can't even lie. I love it. What top dorm essentials are you bringing? I posted my dorm hauls. I posted 2 of them on TikTok, if you guys saw those. And I don't know. I don't know my essentials yet because I'm not there, but I have a lot. And I am bringing a mini fridge. I'm kind of worried about the food. I've been on my food grind. I've learned to kind of cooking and making things. So that has been good. And yeah, I don't know. I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervy. I'm nervy as fuck, actually. So I'm trying to pretend I'm not, but I am. So I don't know what my essentials are. I'm full-length mirror. I don't know. I have no idea yet, but we'll figure it out. I'll be making some dorm videos. I'll be making some dorm hauls for you guys, and we'll definitely cook up some videos so you guys can find out. I want to know the lore behind all the fake trolling accounts. Okay, this is good because I want to know the lore. I don't know the lore. I don't know who it is, but I do have an idea. It's definitely has something to do with school or someone around that age. I don't know. It's a waste of their time. It's kind of weird. I couldn't imagine being that obsessed with somebody because I don't get obsessive or people like that. Even my favorite influencers, if they fuck up or something, I'm never what the fuck in the comments section. Avery Kroll's my favorite influencer. So is Ken Urich, both of those. And I can never imagine being in their comments just being you did this, you breathe. No, I don't know. It's so weird, but they're obsessed. Obviously, it's obsessive behavior. It's weird to be obsessed with somebody that much. So it's kind of odd, I will say, but hopefully they do. Hopefully they're okay. Hopefully their mental space is in a better place because that would suck having to hate on someone that much, you know? Did you always know you wanted to be a content creator? No, I didn't even really know what a content creator was. I started making TikToks and at first it was more an influencer, but I didn't think content creator. I started doing it and loving it. And then when it became brand deals was when I felt it was more of a content creator lifestyle life. I hope that answers that question a little bit. I feel this podcast episode is also going to be a little shorter than the other ones because I'm answering questions. It's not as much as a topic and I'm trying to get quick. So if you hear your question, you hear it, I don't want to drag on the same topic forever and ever. Everyone has different interests. How do you get your first brand deal and what was the experience like? Okay. For brand deals, I made a full video on this, how to get brand deals, how to do it, how to make this your full-time job, what to do, what this, that, what that, right? And I feel that video is very helpful if you're wanting to do content, if you're wanting to start making videos. My first brand deal, they emailed me. But I have a horror story about a manager that I had way back when I started. My first brand deal ever actually was with Aritzia. And it was a fake brand deal that reached out to me. And I fell for it. I was signing contracts. I was like, oh, Aritzia, how is this life? Oh my God. And then it wasn't Aritzia. I was like, you are a dumb bitch. Yeah, so I learned my lesson the first time. I was actually with one of my friends, Liv Kauflesh. Oh my gosh, she was there. She'll remember this. It was fucked. We were at the pool. Scared the shit out of me, and I will never fall for something so stupid ever again. Did you get invited to Tate? How did I get invited to Tate McRae? Okay, this is the craziest story. I don't even know how this is live to this moment, but I got it. I was with my boyfriend and I got a call at like 5 o'clock from this girl I know that works for Neutrogena, and I love her. We talk and like, she's just honestly amazing. I've met her through influencing and whatnot. And she calls me and she's like, Haley. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, how fast can you get to Toronto? And I was like, for what? She's like, Tate McRae tonight in a box. I was like, oh my gosh, say less. I'll be there. Hung up the phone. I looked at my boyfriend. I was like, do you know how huge this is? Like, I couldn't even believe it. That was it. And then they were like, okay, we'll send you the tickets. What's your email? I sent my email. They sent over the tickets. Next thing you know, I was like scrambling around my house trying to be able to leave, obviously, because I had like an hour and 30-minute drive. So I'm like running around the house trying to find an outfit. Mini skirt, lace shirt, big boots. So I was like, cheetah purse. That works, right? Like Tate, cheetah, disco, like vibey, right? So threw it on and I was like, we're doing my makeup in the car. I pack all my makeup, I throw everything into this bag. And I get in the car and I only brought my makeup bag. When we were walking in the door, my boyfriend was like, do you want to like bring clothes? I was like, no, it's fine. I'll wear yours. Forgetting that I'm wearing a 6-inch boot pretty much, like this big, chunky, high boot. So we get to his house and then I'm like, in the morning, I'm like, fuck, how am I getting it home? Because he lives an hour away from me and he wasn't coming to my house that day. So he had a workout and I was like, can you drop me off at the train station? And the earliest train was 10:30 and his workout was at like 9. So he dropped me off at the train station. I sat there for an hour, literally an hour. And I was like, well, whatever, like what else am I going to do? And I'm wearing, on the way home, on the train, I wore one of his shirts as like an oversized shirt with a mini skirt and high boots and a purse. That was all I had in my makeup bag. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing. And yeah, it was the best night ever. Tate was fucking awesome. Neutrogena, thank you so much for having me. It was amazing. They had so much food. The setup, the girls I met were insane too. So many influencers I met. I haven't really had a bad experience. Like, I loved every single one of them. So, Tate, you put on a show. Put on a fucking show. So good. Next question is, what do you want to do with social media in the future? What path of work? How is it sustainable? Okay. For social media, what I do right now, I would say is pretty sustainable. I wouldn't say it's enough to like be like on my own forever, but it is pretty sustainable. It's more than any job I'd be making right now. But I want to get into like, I hate to say this, but I want to get into sports. Like, I want to do some type of like maybe broadcasting or something along those lines. I don't know. It interests me so much and I just like love it. I love sports. If you know, I love hockey. I love literally all the sports. So it's right up my alley. I feel like that is where I'll end up leaning towards, or even like I said, PR, working with a brand, working eventually high up in a brand. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. What's a personal accomplishment you're most proud of? I feel like building my own community and giving myself a name for myself and making it my brand. Making my name my brand is all I could ever ask for, you know? So I feel like that is probably my biggest accomplishment. That was huge for me. Okay, this one's kind of off topic, but is your sister good at volleyball? Oh my gosh, my sister's crazy at volleyball. I can't even lie. She is so good. I want to post videos of her, but she won't let me. I think she's pretty good, especially for her age. She plays Europe and kind of glazing right now. She's going to hate this. She hates when if I say anything about her or any like attention goes towards her. But yes, I think she's really good. I do. She puts so much effort and so much time into it. Why did you pick Western? What were your other options? Okay, so my other options were Brock, Ottawa, Waterloo, Western. There was one more. I can't think of it right now, but it was narrowed down between Ottawa and Western, and I'm so happy I'm going to Western. I'm really grateful I'm not going to Ottawa. I just think it's really far. I wouldn't have been able to come home whenever. And yeah, like, I think Western was a perfect choice for me. I really wanted to maybe explore the sorority life, which I'm still considering that. I liked that it was close enough to home, but I could still be away. Great residence, great school, and I got into a really good program, which it is one of the easier programs there, but it was just like the perfect program for what I do and what I like doing. So I found that that was what kind of caved me in the program. I actually really think it was the program, to be exact. Did you notice a difference when the Lemmy Deep Low gummies? So I did notice a difference, and I really do like them, but I do have stomach issues. So honestly, I don't know what really hurts my stomach, what doesn't. I'm still figuring it out. I've been on my health grind behind the scenes of social media. I just kind of opened up on that on my Instagram story yesterday, but I have been dealing with it for a while. So I've been trying to figure it out. I do like any Lemmy anything. I find they're really good. They also taste good, which helps. But yeah, that's kind of my intake on those. Anyways, guys, it is 1:14. I have to be at my hair appointment at 1:30. So I'm going to say bye. Peace out. And I hope I answered any questions that you guys had. Please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and watch on YouTube. Listen on Spotify or Apple Music. Peace out, guys.